questions. You've got questions. You're going to be asking us questions.
The questions. Questions you have about this. Hi everyone, and welcome to the live event with Scotsman. Today we have a bunch of people with us that flew in all the way from Chicago. We have Elon from Indiegogo, we have Sohail from KhanFlicks,
hey guys.
And we have our own CEO from Scotsman, Sonny Vu. Thank you guys all for joining us, especially at such late notice. This is going to be really exciting.
Of course.
I think the best thing to do is have some introductions from each of you. Tell us a little bit more about yourselves, about the platforms you represent and the products you've seen before. And then we can move along to do a nice tour of our facility. You can see the printers work, you can see some of our prototypes. And of course, you can get to do a little test ride on one of our Scotsman scooters.
Nice.
So we'll be doing that right in the background here in the parking lot. So let's get this started. Elon, can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Elon. I've been with Indiegogo for almost 5 years now. We are the world's largest global crowdfunding platform, and I'm here just because we love supporting our entrepreneurs on the platform, especially ones that are doing really cool, innovative stuff, and I'm excited to take a tour.
Awesome. My name is Sohail, KhanFlicks. I've been doing tech reviews for about 5 years now, and wide range of variety of different things from robotics, future tech, you name it, just about anything, which is really cool. And we reviewed actually quite a few different scooters. So seeing what we have here today is quite exciting. Overall, I have to say that it's a very unique opportunity and I'm really happy to be here and I'm excited to see this facility. And yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm Sonny Vu. I'm with Scotsman. Scotsman's one of the product lines for Arrivo, the company that I'm at, that makes the Scotsman scooter. And we're just incredibly grateful to Elon and Sohail for coming all the way out here from Chicago, especially in these difficult times. You know, we try to be careful about how we do things, but we're just grateful that we're all vaccinated, so we can, for the purposes of this event, we're gonna take our masks off until we go into the production area. Obviously, we'll have to be more careful. But yeah, we're just really grateful for you guys to be here. We love Indiegogo. I mean, I've been a fan for many years, you know, starting, you know, we did a campaign on, for, I guess it was about a few companies back now at Misfit Wearables. We did a wearable activity tracker on your platform. And that really kind of kicked everything off. And since then, I think I've backed, I counted right now, 820 campaigns.
Wow.
So I'm a huge crowdfunding fan, one doing them and also just backing them. So I've really seen, I feel like I've seen just about everything. In fact, I don't think I have a whole lot that I'm wearing other than my Apple Watch here that is not bought on crowdfunding. So yeah, and so we've been big fans of your channel, watching your reviews over the years and seeing the, you definitely have done a lot of scooters, and when we thought, and then it just turns out Elon knows Sohail, so recommended us to you, and you know, so we're just very grateful that you're here.
Definitely, yeah. I myself have been working with Indiegogo for some time too. We've done a variety of different campaigns, and they've all been great successes. So this should be no question as well. So hopefully,
no, we wanted to have just a very open discussion and just try out our prototype. You know, this is an early prototype. You know, we've, but you know, love to have your honest opinion on it and see how, and just have some fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all carbon fiber too, from what I was reading about, and
that's
like
right.
3D printed as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's what we do. Arrivo has developed over the last, I guess it's now 8 years. A technology that makes large composite structures, carbon fiber composite structures, through an additive process, or I guess people would call that 3D printing. It's really a robotic, automated robotic layup of continuous carbon fiber. And so we can make large things. You can see some of the pieces we have here. Like this right here is on the table. I don't know if you can see that on TV, but this was a seat bracket that we made for Airbus actually, and you can actually, all composite.
You can tell. Like it doesn't even look like carbon fiber, but you can tell by the weight. It is so light.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but
so we were making stuff for airplane, for aerospace for a while, and so when I joined the company about a year, it's a year and a half ago now, I said, well, why not make consumer products out of this? So we did a bike, now we're doing a scooter. We've got other products we'll be making as well, and really this is to demonstrate what the technology can do. And so we've been having a lot of fun with it. The scooter, it was just something that we all liked. And then after seeing your reviews, I was like, maybe we can make one. And so we did.
So what's the difference between these two pieces here?
Yes. Oh, very good. So our process. Oh, thank you for holding it up. When it comes out of the printer, it's quite rough. As you can see here. So there's a lot of post processing that has to be done. A lot of sanding, polishing, and then painting to get it to be a piece. So this, I actually don't know what this piece is for, but it might have been a putter or something like that. We have done golf clubs, done tennis rackets,
cool.
and hockey sticks. But yeah, so there's a lot of work that has to be done. So it's not like your typical 3D printer. First of all, it prints large things, so a full cubic meter.
Are we going to get to go see one?
Oh yeah, we'll get to see one. We'll get to see one in action. I mean, it's robots, computational geometry, and lasers. What's there not to like? So yeah, so that's what we do. And then so
it's like a giant robotic arm that 3D prints at the same time, right? And you guys
Pretty
have
much.
how many of these?
So we have 6 here. We're in our Milpitas facility here in the Bay Area, in California. And there's 6 machines here that are for R&D purposes. So this is where we come up with the recipes, the algorithms for printing the bike, scooter, or whatever it is that we're making. In this case, for Scotsman, the baseboard, the stem, and the handlebar. And we have 70 more at a facility in Vietnam, our print farm, as we call it.
70.
Yeah, they're big. They're big machines. They're the size of a container, like a small room. So that's so you'll get to see some of that.
That's awesome. Super excited.
Cool.
Did you have any questions by any chance that I guess maybe the viewer might wanted to ask, or?
Let me take a look here. I think we have some questions from the crowd as well.
All right.
And what we're going to do is at the end of this, after we do the tour and the ride as well, we're also going to be asking some more questions that the crowd sends us as they're sending them in. One of the things that we saw is, so when customers give in their biometrics and these type of things for their order, how long does it take for them to be able to get a scooter?
Right now, we are promising delivery in the Q4 timeframe this year. Okay. So this is part of a crowdfunding. Yeah, but once we start shipping, pretty much from the time people give us an order to the time we can ship, it'll be a matter of a few weeks, because each one is actually custom made for the person's size, their height, their weight, and whatnot, and also how many batteries they want, what kind of motors they want, that kind of thing. So really, each one is handmade, custom printed for them. And
they have like different options to it. I was reading you could put a mirror on it based on which country you're in, and then maybe like a license plate bracket. That's actually pretty interesting too for the Japanese market. I was reading.
That's right. That's right. So cool. Yeah, to comply with certain regulations, and also some people want mirrors on their scooters. So so we have these kits that you can order to add those accessories on. So yeah, there's a Japanese edition that's fully compliant to Japanese regulations, and there's an international kit that is compliant to a number of other countries as well. Mm-hmm. And some people just want it because it looks cool, because they like the mirrors. So
I would see this as more like a stepping stone to a new platform. Did you guys have anything like ideas for the future as you guys are progressing?
Yeah, we're laser focused on making the scooter right now. It's that's what we're making right here for Scotsman, printing the different pieces, trying them out. So that's our focus right now.
That's cool. All right, sweet.
And another question we're getting in right now is, so what are the actual benefits of carbon fiber and the benefits of 3D printing carbon fiber compared to how carbon fiber is typically made? Traditionally made?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
question.
because that's a different manufacturing process to custom build each one, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's definitely not something that's commonly done. Certainly on a mass scale for a large scale consumer product. But yeah, it's carbon fiber. Carbon fiber composites are extremely strong and especially for their weight. And so on a strength to weight ratio basis, much stronger than any metal material out there. Even the strongest titanium alloys, where carbon fiber composites are much stronger.
Yeah. I would say like the traditional carbon fibers, like they lay out a sheet and then they work off of that. This is like a filament, which is very unique.
Yeah.
So
We're laying out one fiber at a time. So we very tight control of how the fibers are aligned. Now, you only get this strength to weight ratio along the direction of the fiber. So it's what's called an anisotropic material. And so that's where all the software and the robotics comes in. Otherwise, traditional composites, you do it by sheet by sheet. And so they're strong, but only XY strong, not 3D strong.
So you can control how strong a certain area is on the scooter versus another. So
that's right.
Like flexibility.
That's right. So there are certain parts that need a lot of strength and certain parts where you want more give.
Mm-hmm.
And so for our suspension system, for example, so that it flexes as needed.
So it's a carbon fiber suspension.
It is. It is a leaf spring type system where we adjust the amount of carbon fiber content so that it'll have the flexibility where we need it, and so you get the stiffness where you need it, the flexibility where we need it. So most of the engineering really is on that. So the question is, why go through all this trouble of doing carbon fiber? It's our dream was we wanted to make a shared scooter caliber scooter. First time I rode it was in Norway, and they just have tons of scooters there. And it was so much fun. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make one of these. But then I realized they're really big and heavy.
That's true.
But because they're big and heavy, they're actually very comfortable and safe to ride around. But I also wanted to be able to carry it around and own one, carry it upstairs. And so carbon fiber. So now you can have a big, scooter that's very safe, comfortable to ride, but doesn't weigh a ton.
That's true.
Because I looked into some of the smaller portable scooters, and it felt like I was riding on a stick, and it didn't feel safe. Wasn't very strong. So we thought, why can't we have both?
A lot of the weight comes from the battery, right? The batteries are movable on this one.
That's right.
And then I think they have different packages. From what I was reading, like how many batteries you can get.
That's right. So that was one thing we realized, was that a lot of people don't really need a lot of range. They actually just need to take the scooter to the tube or the subway, where it depends on where you live, and then from the subway to the office, back home. Really last mile commute, and probably so 15-20 miles is probably all you really need per day for many people. And so we decided to make 2 battery bays, and have it come standard with 1 battery. And if you really wanted to double your range, put in another battery. And so we want it to be customized not just to your size, but also to your use case.
Okay. How much of it would you consider is carbon fiber? Since
nearly 100%. I mean, just about anything we could make out of carbon fiber, we did.
Okay.
So the handlebar, the stem, the baseboard. A lot of we also did research into some of the other scooters that we've seen on your site, and they might have a carbon fiber stem, but that was about it in terms of carbon fiber content. So we really wanted to make the whole thing. The curvy parts, those are hard to make out of carbon fiber, but we did. So I guess the tires and the brake cables aren't. The display is not carbon fiber, but that's about it.
Well, it sounds like you guys are using it more for the sole purpose of creating something that's more lightweight, more flexible, whereas other companies are doing more for show. So that's a unique property.
Yeah, I'd say the other companies probably have it for some strength purposes as well, and the carbon fiber brand is kind of cool, right? Because it's a premium material. But we did want to have a design that was unique, and so and for certain parts of it, you really can only do it with 3D printing. So like the neck, for example, it has a double curve, and you just can't do that with sheets because they'll wrinkle.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah, because you can't get these shapes at all by laying out carbon fiber. So
Yeah,
that's
it'd be pretty tough to do that.
definitely.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, like, are you excited for this? I mean, I'm excited to try this thing out.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, this is really cool for me. I get to see sort of behind the scenes. I work with so many different entrepreneurs and different products that it's really fun when you get to see something that's truly innovative, because this is a tech that's really just not out there other than here. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, there are other companies that try to do carbon fiber printing, and they're using what's called chopped carbon fiber or carbon fiber reinforcement of existing molds. Not the same thing. We are actually taking a continuous strand of carbon fiber composite and creating a structure from that. And so it's extremely strong because it's continuous.
Yeah, that's actually a really unique, perspective on it. I was just kind of thinking, like, even with Indiegogo, a lot of companies that post on there are startup companies, but you can see that these guys know what they're doing here. So definitely.
Yeah, we've been around for a while. So Arrivo's 8 years old. We've raised a significant amount of venture capital to develop the technology to industrialize over the last year. We've just been, the demand for the products have been so high that we've actually said, okay, we really need to industrialize. So we've built a bunch more printers. We've built, about 70 printers over the last 6 to 9 months or so. And those are significant undertaking. Each printer takes several months to make. And so we had to have a bunch of people working on it in parallel.
That's awesome.
But it's, and they're at various stages of working right now.
Cool. Do we have any questions from?
Yeah, actually, we're getting tons. People are sending in from all sorts of platforms, so we're compiling them.
Okay, great.
So Sonny, you're talking about, Arrivo. We're a well-backed company. There's a lot of stuff going on. So why Indiegogo? Like, why did we decide to use the Indiegogo platform? And that can come from you and Elon as well.
Yeah, I can start with that a little bit. I think so. We like working with companies and brands that are able to provide a good experience and a good product for our users. Ultimately, we're an innovation platform, and so we work with small mom and pop companies and small startups who are looking to raise money for tooling for their first production run. And we work with brands like Arrivo and Bosch and Sony and and many other large brands who are looking to get access to our audience, because what we have is an audience of early adopters and tech enthusiasts. And so we've become, I wouldn't say the default, but we're definitely one of the, the default go-to-market strategies for many cool and innovative tech brands.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. That's a fact.
And I think Arrivo fits into, at least from a business perspective, like you fit into the target profile of the kind of cool brands that we like having on our platform, because you're able to provide, a unique product that you can only get on Indiegogo.
Yeah, no, we love Indiegogo because, especially for the community, because we walk in with opinions on the product and ideas, reading reviews, watching reviews online, studying other people's products, and then we present it. But then at the end and throughout the campaign, we'll have a prototype going. We know how to make it. I mean, it's a scooter, electric scooter. It's not that hard, but but the fine aspects of the product, a lot of times it comes with the community. People say, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Oh, that motor's too weak, or oh no, that's too much, or it's too expensive, or oh no, that's a fine part. And we get that feedback, and it gives us a chance to really refine our product concept. It's not about sales. I mean, it's really about engaging with the community, building the community, getting that input. I mean, that's just invaluable. You can't do that. I don't know how else you do it.
I agree.
Yeah. So we love Indiegogo. This is our third campaign now, and we've been very happy with the support. So yeah, we're just and you came over. I mean, that's who does that? So we love it. So
great, fantastic. Okay, guys, I think we're going to move on to the tour.
Okay.
Awesome. Test runs. And at the end, because we're getting so many questions, we'll come back around and ask a couple more when we're in the parking lot, or maybe we come
Sounds
back.
good.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds
We're
great.
going to switch over to the remote cam.
Okay.
Testing.
Can we confirm that it works? All right, I think it works.
All right.
Why don't we turn off the sound? All right, lead the way.
This is an R&D facility, right?
Yes, this is where all the, as well, some of our engineers are at, mechanical engineering, robotics. Hey, Dimitri, how you doing? Yeah, a lot of where all the smart people are working, coming up with algorithms and solving machine issues.
Oh, nice. You guys have one right here, huh?
Oh yeah, here it is. So this is our workshop, and here we go. I'll let you.
Oh, wow. So this thing looks really interesting, huh? So you can see this is obviously a prototype, right? So this is the one I'll be riding when we go outside. Oh, sweet! I can't wait for that. So, you want to talk to Lewis about what this facility is?
Yeah. So this is where we do a lot of the sanding and polishing, where we make the prototypes, get it working, and we'll show you the printing facilities in just a bit. We print stuff there, bring it over here, sand, paint, and whatnot, and if we need to print other parts to make it work, to make the first units, we do it. We've got Magda in the back there working on. It looks like she's printing some parts. Hey Magda, how you doing? And yeah, so where are we going next, Civil? Huh? Printers? Okay. All right. Let's check out the printers, shall we? All right. This is our loading dock here. We'll be riding off from there. And all right, this is our R&D. So this whole area is our R&D facilities. This is where we test print stuff. When we come up with a new product concept or whatnot, we print it here. And then once we get it to a point where we're comfortable with the print, the strength is good. It's been ISO tested. It looks good. Then we actually send the recipe, the algorithms, over to our facilities in Vietnam, and then they mass print. But yeah, so each one of these cells is one of our systems. We call it our Aqua system, and it's basically a robotically automated. It's a robotic automated carbon fiber fabrication system. Here we got another one here. And yeah, this is a gold one. It's folded up.
See how it folds? That's really neat.
Yeah, it's got a special double hinge that a hidden hinge that we're using. So, still a prototype, but it's all. I mean, this was printed from one of these machines. So, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Yeah, no, this is actually very unique. I think it looks really cool. Exactly what I was thinking. You can see what's going on over here. I can already tell that you can see how it's 3D printing, and that's live, and it's even got cameras here so you can see what's happening real time, and you can actually see what's happening there. Wow, look at that is insane. So this is all happening in real time, and they have multiple printers going on at once.
Yeah. So this is the control station where our very skilled operators are basically watching over the system printing. This is you want to show what this looks like? This is so a key to what we do is thermal control, being able to control how hot the substrate, the structures are, and being able to do it and to do all that in real time. Alrighty, well let's keep going. And over here we got a CNC machine. So after the pieces are made, we CNC them. There's certain holes that we got to drill or parts that we have to cut out. That's easier done on a CNC process. More machines.
Between like old school traditional manufacturing and new school,
Yeah. There's a bit of both, and we're going to be automating some of the CNC and sanding stuff as well. But for now, it's done by hand.
It's really fine tuning it. So I'm assuming this is where you guys fine tune it. You can actually
see these as examples of 3D parts here.
Yeah, you can see some bike frames and wheels that we're printing. We got Zach here printing what looks like a bike fork. I think it's a fork, right?
Yeah, fork.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can kind of check it out here if you want to see it. It's being printed in real time.
Oh wow!
Yep. And so these glass panes are a special glass that protects us from the lasers. These are pretty powerful lasers. And here's another machine here. Oh, he's Sohail. Hey, what's up, man? He is Sohail's team is the product engineering team at Arrivo. He's the one who makes all of this possible. Jay on the same team, also a printing master. He's been how long you been in the 3D printing space?
10 years.
10 years. I didn't even know that space was around for 10 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff were you printing before?
All kinds of stuff. Working with plastics and metals and all different types of stuff. So
Have you done composite stuff before?
not so much, but since I joined Arrivo, that's all I've been doing. So it's been amazing. The material's great.
Yeah, I mean it's very different. Obviously, it's an anisotropic material, so you got to figure out what direction the fibers are in.
Yeah.
Hey, Sohail, do you mind shutting it off? Can we look at it?
Oh, you go outside?
I mean, let's just go in. We got to shut it off. I mean, we don't want. There we go.
Let me see it printing for a second. Yeah, you can
Hey, well, why don't we watch it print for a second? This is Scotsman, right? So we're printing another prototype. All right. All right. It's not running, right? Okay. Okay. Well, there it is. So this looks like a baseboard. This looks like a baseboard. Is this too far away, or is this good?
That's good. So you just have all those less noise.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty noisy. Yeah, it's kind of noisy in there.
You're talking about the crazy roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let Sohail talk. You want to tell people about? Oh, there's the microphones right here.
Hey, so this is our 6-axis robot. Each of these axes lets the robot move entire space. This whole head can tilt and print upwards, downwards, and whatever. So when we start printing this is the base body of the scooter. We want carbon fiber to go through the body and up into the rim and go through again. So continuous carbon fiber has strength only if it's continuous all around. So the head travels like this, goes up the ramp, goes down the ramp, and then goes into the head.
So these are all hollow inside.
Yes.
Oh,
all
okay.
yeah. So this is where the battery and the controller is going to live, and this is the main, we call it. So this is the main curve where we have the axle located,
Okay.
and then the whole wheel, and you can even lift the scooter like this.
Oh, wow.
So that's our idea.
So how's the flow that ran through the robotic arm? Is it in the back or the filament?
Oh, the filament you can see is going through this.
Oh, so filament's coming through.
Yeah. So the filament, that's the accumulator, and the big spool of filament is on the outside. We'll go there. Yeah. So the filament comes through this and gets deposited through this roller. There is a ton of engineering work to get this right, exactly timed with the robot's movement, and then the laser heats it.
So compared to like a standard 3D printer at home.
Yeah. So comparing it to like a standard 3D printer at home, how would you say this compares to that? Obviously. So this is a lot different, and this is an industrial machine, and this uses, compared to the home 3D printer, which are FDM or FFF, which is fused deposition modeling, this is DED, directed energy deposition. So in home 3D printers, the filament comes in, gets heated by a resistive, like a nozzle, and then you extrude it through. Here, the filament comes in and a laser melts it.
Oh wow! So it uses a laser.
Yeah. This is a 800 watt laser, like an extremely powerful laser, can go through everything.
Wow.
So once it goes through this guide, we heat it and melt it only sufficiently so that it maintains its shape,
the food out right away.
Yeah, and then that way it gets deposited everywhere. We also have some very sophisticated cutting, because carbon fiber can't be cut just like by melting. So we mechanically cut it, go to the next place, start depositing the next fiber.
That's very interesting. And it's very
Yeah.
precise.
It is extremely precise. You can see it outside. So this is the filament,
Oh wow.
and the filament is only like 1.25 mm wide. So you can always see the filament is
Oh yeah, that's really
yeah.
thin.
This is thin but extremely strong. You can literally hang by this and it will not break. So this filament gets transformed into that scooter in the printer.
Using a laser too. Wow,
Yeah.
very interesting. Very cool. Yeah, not your standard printer. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's pretty good sized printer. So, all right, should we get going? What do we? We're up test rides, right? Yeah.
All right.
Let's stop screwing around and let's ride.
All right, so Sonny, if you look at what we just saw in there, how does that end up looking like a Scotsman scooter? Like,
A lot of sanding. I mean, you saw what it looks like when it comes out of the printer, you know.
Right.
So a lot of sanding, polishing, and then painting. You know, so it takes quite a bit to get to this level of finish, and yeah, so it's just a lot of work. I mean, each Scotsman probably is, 15, 20 hours of handiwork by pretty skilled people. So it's literally each one is handmade. So let's see here. We got all right. Can we just ride out? I mean,
Yeah, got one right there.
yeah, let's just do it. All right. So we've got here. All right, let's get going. All right, here it is. This is the scooter. All right. Well, why don't we just ride out here? I mean, just.
yeah, I'll step out, and you can just take this scooter out.
All right. Let's.
That's a little bright.
All right.
Cool.
Do you want to? So should I leave the microphone with Soil or?
If you can keep the microphone, then you can zip around, and you and Elon can keep
Yeah,
you guys keep talking.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Leave the
let's
audience
see
in,
how this thing works.
All right. Let's go.
You have questions here?
Yeah. Let's answer some questions.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh wow.
So let's see. I'm going to see if we have some questions from the crowd here.
All right. Questions.
So we've got some questions from the audience here.
Questions. From...
Oh, hi. Yeah, so we've got some questions from the audience here. First being, what motivated you in the direction of manufacturing vehicles?
Making vehicles. Well, we're making vehicles for air travel. I mean, parts for for companies like Airbus for a bit, and we wanted to make something that was more kind of more consumer. And so, I mean, we started with a bike, and then, we love scooters, so we started doing that. It was kind of a natural next step for us. I mean, we won't always be doing transportation vehicles. We'll try other stuff, but our main business really is printing structures for other companies, not. But we're making these products because it really gives us a lot of insight into what people want.
Cool.
Hey guys.
Oh man.
Question here. Is the carbon fiber exposed?
Is it exposed? No. There's. I mean, it's exposed. Well, I mean, we have layers of material, that over it, and then we paint it. So I guess. So no, it's not exposed. It's not like when you see a lot of people when they think of carbon fiber, they think of that weave, and. I hate to say it, but a lot of those are stickers. They're actually not carbon fiber.
Huh.
Yeah, so like real carbon fiber structures, they're black,
Mm-hmm.
So when you see ours, it feels like a very light piece of black metal, but it's actually carbon fiber. So and it's much more expensive than a sticker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This thing is smooth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, take the mic. What do you think?
All right, some first impressions. I have to say this thing is really nice. Feels like a moped, but it's a scooter. So that's actually very interesting just because it's big. And what you mentioned about it being lightweight, I could definitely tell I can carry this thing around no problem at all.
Suspension feel.
Yeah, so it does have flexibility. That is a fact. Obviously, it's not like a spring, but it does. I think it can handle it quite well. I mean, look, you can try it on the curb and see what it could do. Yeah.
It's pretty strong. So.
Here, I'll go right there. Here, you can keep talking. Let me try this.
All right.
Let me take this up.
Yeah. So.
So Sonny, maybe another thing we could talk about is functionality, different features.
Yeah. So.
Asking about.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's kind of has two. All right, let's.
Nice strong wheels and suspension.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Go for a moment of truth. It's got.
Yeah, I got you. Go for
it. It's got two. It's got two of everything. Two motors. Two battery bays. All right, right away.
Go for it. Oh yeah.
This is just a prototype, so it only has one motor. When it has two, even more torque control, a lot more power. And so we have three different levels: 500 watts, 1,000 watts, and for, some people like to race for this thing, so we went crazy and made a 2,000 watt version. Two battery bays. That's probably our signature thing. It's because and the batteries are swappable, so you can take them out and It's got USB-C, USB-A ports, so you can charge it. So you can charge the battery, and then it'll pass through and charge your laptop. And if you don't have a plug, you can actually just charge your laptop and phone from the battery, just like a big power bank. So we wanted to be more functional than just you're carrying all this weight in the battery.
Yeah.
And you might as well make it useful. So that was the thing. So we have a great partner, OmniCharge, who's doing that for us. They're just world experts at making power banks, and so.
So if the batteries are movable, you could theoretically fly with it, then, couldn't you?
Yeah, so the maximum allowable for flight batteries, I believe, is 150 watt hours. This is a 500 watt hour.
Never mind.
So probably shouldn't do that. But if you wanted to bring a scooter without a battery, and then your friend has one, you can load their battery in. I don't know. So I guess that's one way to do
You'd
it.
have to have a network effect before
Yeah,
that.
that's right. So, any other impressions?
No, definitely. I think it's a great idea. Quality is really nice. I mean, I've reviewed a variety of different scooters. I would highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for something that you can use on a daily basis, commute-wise. And then obviously the fact that they customize it to you is really unique. And you guys stated that it's not that long of a wait in terms of being able to get one produced if you give them your measurements and information.
That's right.
Generally, carbon fiber takes a long time to make because it's layer by layer. So I think that's actually really awesome. It's actually a very interesting idea and design concept.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming over.
So the screen, there's no screen on this scooter, right? People didn't see it.
That's right. There's no screen on it. This is a prototype. We're actually working through the UX right now. So we have some of the wireframes on the website on the Indiegogo page. Check them out. We actually we had several different concepts for the UX, and we picked one. Love to hear your thoughts on it. And then once we figure that out, then we'll just load that into firmware, load into the screen. But the screen, the module, all that's been picked out. So
You're going to have a dash cam, right?
Yeah, what are the other features?
oh yeah, dash cam. That's I forgot about that. Yeah. There's a dash cam that's built in. I don't know if any other scooter that has that, but wide angle dash cam right in front. We noticed in the community that a lot of people like to record their ride. So we said, well, why not just? And I think they had a lot of people use GoPros, but this you could just record it right on the scooter. So
Cool.
Yeah.
The
So that.
headlight's really interesting too because you don't really see it like that.
Yeah. It's all at the bottom. It's a big. It's bright out here, but it's a big light.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a signature feature.
Questions here?
Yeah. Other questions?
Questions from the audience?
We have one around refund policy. How does that work with Indiegogo? What's that process look like?
Yeah. I don't know, Ilan, you want to talk about that or?
So yeah, refund policy I can speak generally on Indiegogo. We require each company to have their own refund policy post-campaign, but during the campaign, anybody can request a refund by themselves. And then after the campaign, you have to reach out to the campaigner and it's up to them, but we encourage them to offer refunds when they can. But generally speaking, I think, Indiegogo is you're backing a campaign so that they can put something into production, and so a lot of the times some of our campaigners cannot offer refunds, well later on once they've started production, but
you committed most of that capital towards.
Right, yeah, to building new machines or molds or etc.
Yeah, and we so during the campaign, at any point, people can ask for a refund, so there's no issue there. Other questions?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking this one home, okay?
I don't think so. No, this is.
Yeah, I got no more questions on my end.
All right, why don't we go back and then we'll take a few more in the studio area.
Let's take a couple more walking.
All right.
And I'll check right here. I'm getting some. Let me see.
Yeah, let's start.
And we can take a spin. Unless Elon, did you want to take the scooter for a spin?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
All right, go for it, man.
Sorry, Sol, you're gonna have to share.
Aw, fine.
All right, so this is the throttle.
Yep.
Brake. All right.
Oh, it's got a brake light too, like that. That's
Yeah.
quite vibrant.
What are the different options that we have for the scooter speed?
For the scooter.
For the speeds, we have the 500.
Yeah, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and it gets you different speed levels. In some places, we actually have to limit the speed. I think it's like 15 miles per hour in some places, 25 in others. There we go. Yeah, you can feel the bump there.
You can see the body flexing too when he's doing that. So seeing it from a third perspective is actually kind of interesting. So it has a very futuristic vibe. I have to say that. I mean, I can tell that they did a unique concept behind it. This part here is actually very interesting because you don't really. How'd you guys even achieve this particular design structure?
Yeah, you can't really do that kind of thing with a traditional composite process. Probably metal and plastic you could do it, but it's 3D printed, so you can make pretty much anything you want. Especially this part right here. It's a double curve. It's a curve this way and curve this way. You just can't do that with a traditional composite process because you can't wrap it. If you try to wrap it with a double curve, it would just, it'd wrinkle, and so you couldn't do it. So it's pretty different.
You can get different colors too. Is that correct?
Yeah, it comes in 5 colors. So our signature color is this Buckingham green, and then we've got an ultraviolet. It's like a cool purple, metallic purple. We got a cardinal metallic, which is like a burgundy but metallic. We've got matte black. Of course, everyone. You offer all these colors, and everyone ends up buying black. It's fine. We love black. Matte black's great. And then we have an ultramarine as well. It's like a deep metallic blue. And then, did we release the premium ones yet? I think we did, right? I hope so. The silver and gold one. So we have a silver birch and a cashmere gold. They're both really. Oh, we have the gold one inside.
Is that the folded one?
Yeah, that one's really pretty. So, yeah. Love to take other questions. Why don't we head back and?
Japan team is asking about whether the accessories are removable on the scooters.
Yeah. Japan team's asking. Yeah, we had a lot of Japanese backers. Man, we're very, very grateful for them. But yeah, absolutely. So the question was whether the accessories are removable. Absolutely, they're removable. You can put them on yourself. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's just a kit. So.
Ride back in?
Yeah, let's ride back in. Let's go. All right.
So there's a couple of people asking about max and top speed. So I just wanted to kind of give some quick insight on that. So the 500 can reach 19 miles per hour, so that's 30 kilometers an hour. Top speed of the Scotsman 1000 is 31 miles per hour, so 50 kilometers an hour. The Scotsman 2000 is 45 miles per hour and 73 kilometers an hour. So yeah, that's those for you right there. I'm gonna pass the mic back to Sol.
All right. So you can see in the inside how the lighting is. The headlight and the taillight are quite vibrant. But yeah, I guess we're heading back that way. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go back in here.
All right, cool.
And then later you guys can play around with the scooter. All right. Well, go back where you came from.
All right. More goodies for vending machine. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do we switch back to the?
gonna switch back, but in the meantime, let's keep it on.
Okay, sounds good.
What I was really excited to see back there was some of the Superstrata prototypes and some of the wheels.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about where you are with the Superstrata campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. So Superstrata is one of our first product actually that we made, and it's a very complex structure. It's in composite terms, it seems like an impossible structure with some of the there's more than just double curves there. But yeah, we're printing bikes, tons of bikes. I think last week we just made another 80 frames. And are we switching over?
Yeah, should be switching over.
Okay.
All right. Are we on this microphone
Yeah,
now?
you guys are on. This
Awesome.
is one.
Okay. Yeah, we're printing a bunch of bikes. We're printing frames, printing a bunch of forks. We even miraculously were able to get a bunch of components, 2,000 sets actually. So we'll be shipping those bikes out to a bunch of solos, which are single speed sets, and premium and elite. We were able to get a bunch of those as well. So those will be coming in the next several months. The first several hundred will be shipping this month, early next month. Yeah, so it's happening. I mean, we made the problem with these launches is you never really know how much demand there's going to be. We were hoping to sell a few hundred bikes, and move on with life. We had 4,500 backers. Like, how in the world did, we had no idea. So we actually it was a tough time. We had to make a hard decision to say, you know what, we can't print, because if we do, we'll never catch up. We can't print 4,500 bikes. So it was like 3,500 bikes and a bunch of other upgrades and stuff. And so we said, that's it. We got to stop printing, and we have to build printers. So we were actually trying to build printers as fast as we can over the last 6 months. We've got them built, 70 machines over in our main facility. We're going to try to print at our dinky little place here in the South Bay. We can't do that. I mean, you saw there were only 6 machines.
Yeah,
So it sounds like you've gotten through the manufacturing bottleneck.
Yes,
Now
yes.
The bottleneck seems to be component
Yeah,
sourcing.
that's it. I mean, it's really hard to get components. They, Shimano, SRAM, they basically said, yep, 12, 15 months out. They finally got back, and they're like, yeah, it's which, and we totally understand. I mean, there's a worldwide shortage of this stuff. But we were able to manage we actually bought a number of sets at full retail, actually, wherever we could find them on the internet, at whatever bike shop we could hunt down. And so, yeah, so 2,000 sets going out.
Cool. So shipping out some units either later this month or early
Oh yeah,
next
this month. I mean, I think end of next week we'll have a bunch of bikes going out. So
Awesome.
maybe people start seeing them on social media.
And how are you shipping them from Vietnam?
From Vietnam, yeah. I think we're making a few here as well, but very few. I mean, we only have 6 machines. Most of them are for R&D purposes. But sometimes we print the bike. It's great. It's just might as well assemble it here. But yeah, 99+% are printed and assembled in Vietnam, and they're shipped globally.
Cool.
But yeah, so we didn't raise all this money and build all this technology over the last 8 years. You can, people can look us up. The Revo's been around for a while to not ship any bikes. People were concerned about that, and it's like we have a lot more at stake than just that. And we are so. We feel horrible that we are so delayed with the bikes. It sucks. I mean, I've backed over 800 campaigns, and whenever someone's late, it's frustrating, So we are so grateful for people's patience and understanding. If people want to see their frames, we have those, and soon we'll be building up quite a few frames, but at least we'll be shipping out these a couple thousand bikes this year. So in the next several months.
I think what you mentioned there is very important in terms of Indiegogo, is that when you're backing a campaign on Indiegogo, you're not buying that product at that moment. You're helping the company grow to help fulfill that product. Mm-hmm. So it may take longer, it may take some time, and that's part of the adventure when you do, back the campaign.
I mean, that's why people back crowdfunding campaigns, is to be a part of that journey and to get in early, and then in exchange for getting in early, you get a crazy good deal on a super cool tech that you can never get at that price again.
It's a good point. We're getting a lot of questions about price. People are asking, like, why is the Scotsman so expensive? Maybe we can give some, we could also talk about how it really isn't. If you look at the discount people are getting on Indiegogo.
Yeah, no, it's we realize it's on the higher end of the price spectrum. I mean, $3,000 for a scooter just seems like a lot. But you're getting a handmade, custom 3D printed scooter. The specs are great. And when you factor in the discount, I suppose on Indiegogo that we're doing now because of the early backing risk, it's actually I think it's pretty comparable. You know, like there's a few some of the other scooters on the market, some of the popular ones. You know, $1,700 for the more you know that you guys know the brands. I won't talk about the brands in particular, but the price the Indiegogo price is certainly quite comparable. Though I would say that what you're getting is not comparable because literally your scooter would be one of a kind.
I mean, it's a premium product. That's the way you guys are using premium components. You're using carbon fiber. And just from looking at it, I don't know if you guys were able to see, but it has a very exotic, futuristic look to it.
Yeah.
And scooters aren't going anywhere. That's a fact. You see them on every corner nowadays. So seeing something that's a little bit different, more unique, both design and functionality, I think that's interesting, especially with the screen, the dash cam kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah. We do have a number of features that other scooters don't have, but the main thing really is the fact that it's you've got a shared scooter class size scooter. Big board, so it's comfortable to ride around. You guys both have both your feet out, and for a strong stem and handlebar and all that stuff, and all these features. But it's the weight of a personal scooter, something that you could carry up your up the stairs. So
we have about 5 minutes left, so maybe room for one or two more questions.
Yep.
People really want insight into the future of Scotsman and in general. What are other things that we want to make? Different accessories, iPhone holders, bottle holders, things that you can take your Scotsman grocery shopping and handbags without falling over.
Yeah.
Are these all things that we want to do? And how does 3D printing allow us to kind of innovate quickly?
I mean, it's 3D printing. You can make whatever you want. You know, like oftentimes when we don't have something around here, we'll just print it up. You know, it's pretty cool. It's quite, you know, we're not quite at the level of a replicator just yet, but it's we're getting there. But the focus right now is just making sure that we have all of the details around the product, just what the community wants. You know, we've already gotten some feedback on a number of things, like the quite a few people asked for mirrors. We had no idea that people wanted these mirrors, and we knew that it was necessary for Japan because for compliance, but quite a few of our European backers were like, "Oh, we want to do it." It's required in, I don't know, Germany or wherever. And so we made that available, and we just wouldn't have thought of that, to be honest.
So if enough people ask for something in the comments of the discussion board, you'd make it?
Yeah. The comments, most of our feedback actually comes through email, actually. So, so we get a lot of that. I mean, we see it on social media in the comments occasionally, but that's only, 3 or 4 people. And then, the bulk of it, because a lot of people are, I don't know, maybe they're private. So we gather it from wherever we can, and then if it makes sense, we'll make it. Cool.
Yeah. So another question is about the brakes. Where are the disc brakes? People didn't see them on the scooter. It was on the prototype though. But can you tell us more about the braking system? Regenerative braking.
Yeah. Brakes. Regenerative braking, dual regenerative braking. We felt that was kind of like the most, the latest and greatest. So let's do it. It's good enough for your car, so why not for your scooter? So dual. So you actually get some energy restore. Back if you're braking. It's also just a great. They just feel good. So
that's great.
Yeah.
And there are disc brakes on it as well?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you need. Yep.
Yeah, the whole flow is much more steady when you have the dual motors and the dual brakes, and notice that.
Yeah, definitely. You get a big difference with that.
Yeah, you have.
Great. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm not seeing.
Elon, anything else you want to cover, or?
No, we covered a lot today.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hosting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. I think we should do these live events more often.
Yeah.
And especially these AMAs. With more time, we can get a lot more people to join, a lot more questions in. This was fun. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
I I think we're going to close up now. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Cheers.
We're going to follow up as well with any outstanding questions by email, and we'll take a summary of this.
Email
we'll
us.
post this video online as well, so don't worry. And also, if anyone who tuned in later, feel free to skip back to the beginning and see what other questions we answered at the beginning. Take a look at the tour. Take a look at the test ride of the scooter. Both Elon and Sohail had a chance to ride it. I'm going to go ride it now. Yeah, thanks.
And thanks for coming over from Chicago. Really appreciate it,
Yeah,
guys.
of course.
Thank you.
Great having you.